So there's this part where I clearly make my point. In my opinion, Sight fought so hard to take female away from me, to give to herself as though we both can't have it, and then spread it out to people who don't necessarily agree with that shit, and ignore how this is a popular issue right now. And it needs to be said that you can't trust every trans person or non-binary person to have a nuanced sense of gender or be up on like what's going on like culturally or respect like social connotations and stuff like that. Side note, I don't know this for a fact, but I have reason to believe that this person right here is a white cis man. I don't know that for a fact, I just have reason to believe. And it also needs to be said specifically about Sight is that anybody can say anything in the chat and Sight will start arguing. And it really doesn't matter what the fuck it is or what people are talking about. Earlier today, somebody was talking about vegan recipes and Sight jumped in like no ethical consumption under capitalism and went off on that and like no one asked. When I first joined the chat, I came in like, hey, being unhoused is like one of many things that can be a great thing to be anti-capitalist if done a certain type of way. And Sight was like, I've been unhoused and it's horrible and people are unhoused involuntarily and shit. And I was like, yeah, and there are also people who are unhoused voluntarily or living other alternative situations that are considered unhoused because it doesn't have an address. And like, the projection is so fucking real. Like, everything is about Sight. I have called Sight out on her attitude previously. Other people, since I have called her out, have also complained about her attitude in the chat of just being this huge fucking naysayer. Someone else joined the chat and started talking about, like, how growing your own food is, like, an anti-capitalist resource. And Sight was like, you just can't start growing shit all over the place willy-nilly. And we're like, that's not how that works, and nobody said that. Will you calm the fuck down? And you'll see down there at the bottom, after I say this, Sight said that. Like, telling her what words she can't use in public to describe herself when I said this. But then feels so emboldened to tell me I'm a male, like she gets to decide that. Make it make sense. This is not to encourage harassment against Sight or any other trans person. This is just acknowledgement that some trans people act like this.